Hello there, friends. When we did the short series on our manager leader continuum, we had promised that we would be coming out with a similar short series on the ethical rebel. Ethical rebel in the leadership domain, in the leadership perspective, especially when you're working in small teams to achieve objectives for the team as a whole. And when I did some research on the ethical leader perspective, another word which kind of sprung up was a benevolent disruptor. But to me personally, an ethical rebel chimes very much more with the leadership paradigm, and therefore we are going to stick to it. Now, a rebel, in the dictionary sense of the term, is a revolutionary who would try to throw out the existing system, superimpose his own system, almost like a coup d'etat, a person who's like disrupting the existing order and bringing his own views by use of force. But drawing the analogy from the ethical hacker, and when we use the word ethical rebel, it means here is a person on the team who's ethical, as much wedded to the objectives of the team, but he has his own ideas. So in this series, what we are trying to do, friends, is to analyze and see what are the attributes of an ethical rebel to enable us to better understand his perspective. And also finally, in the final episode, we are going to talk about as to how the leader of the team is to groom him to be a useful member of the team and ultimately as a leader, an independent leader in his own right. I read some time ago the quotation, I forget the source, that the propensity to rebel is a very good sign of potential leadership. So therefore, if you have a team member who's seen as rebelling, going against the flow, going against the grain, having counter views, a counter set of tactics and strategy to solve the same problem, you are having a sign of a rebel leader within your organization. And these are the points that we summarize in this series of episodes. We'll be taking 2 or 3 in each episode, and ultimately in the final one, we'll be trying to wind up to see how we can tie the whole things together. Now, an ethical rebel, he has got very strong values. You may call them almost ideological. You cannot convince him out of it. It could be a reliance on, let us say, market economics. He feels that the troubles and all the problems of our economy, the global economy, can be sorted out by market economics. On the other hand, another ethical rebel could say that it is the capitalism which is the bane. It is the unguided and unfettered markets which are the bane of this modern mess. We need to have more regulation. The rich need to be taxed, and the state should then step in very, very proactively to channelize those resources to the poor and the excluded sections of the society. What I'm trying to say, he is having strong views. So strong views that he's willing to stick his neck out, argues often. And the team members say he's very argumentative, difficult to get along with, just won't listen to us. But that is the attribute number 1, a salient feature by virtue of which you can locate an ethical rebel within your team. That's point number 1. The point number 2, which is very important, in fact, it could very easily have been point number 1. The ethical rebel does not have a private agenda or a different agenda. It is not as if he does not want the team to reach the same objective or the same goal. He is wedded to the goal as much as the team leader and other members. Only thing is that his approach may be fundamentally different, his tactics may be different, his strategy may be different, the paradigm he wants to follow may be different. So therefore, he wants as much the team to succeed. In fact, he feels that the team can succeed more in lesser time, with lesser resources, more quickly if you follow my strategy. So therefore, an ethical rebel is not a disruptor in that sense. He thinks he's got a solution. He's strongly wedded to that solution. He is practically able to, he feels, deliver that solution if the team resources are pooled, but it is not as if he's working insidiously and invidiously to wreck the team. So in the first episode that we talked about, in the introductory one, this one, strong values, inconvincible, almost argumentative. Point number 2, no private agenda, wedded to the outcome as much as the team and the team leader. So we'll come to the next points in the next episode. Stay tuned, but in the meantime, do not forget to comment, share or subscribe if you think this little series of short videos could be of some value to your friends. Stay tuned.